The first time I saw the video, I didn't breathe. My daughter's hands were shaking. I could tell from the way the hospital ceiling, lights kept slipping in and out of frame. My wife's voice was clear, though. Bright, laughing. 800,000, she said. She'll never even understand where it went. A man chuckled beside her. Calm. Professional. The kind of laugh that comes from someone used to hiding behind credentials and framed diplomas. Her cardiologist. The one who said my mother's stress was cardiac instability. The one who recommended liquidating, part of her retirement, for specialized treatment. On the screen, my wife lifted a champagne glass. To new beginnings. My mother was asleep in the bed behind them, fragile, sedated. My daughter had been sitting in the corner, forgotten, invisible. 14 years old, and already learning how adults rot from the inside. I watched my wife lean closer to him, their shoulders touching. Their smiles were intimate, practiced. I didn't feel rage, not yet, just a strange stillness, like my body had stepped outside itself to observe the scene. I replayed it 3 times. $800,000. My mother's entire retirement, and my wife celebrating in a hospital room. The signs had been there. I just chose dignity over paranoia. She had started staying late at the hospital. Said she was supporting Mom. Said the cardiologist was exceptional. She said his name too often. Said it softly. Like a prayer. Our finances had shifted quietly. Transfers, authorizations. I didn't remember signing. She handled most of my mother's paperwork while I focused on work. I trusted her. I trusted the woman who shared my bed. I remembered one evening at dinner. Our daughter was talking about school. My wife's phone lit up. She turned it face down immediately. Too quickly. Work, she said. Her cheeks were flushed. I told myself I was imagining things. That suspicion is what insecure men do. Then came the phone call on Thanksgiving. If you want to join dinner? My daughter-in-law snapped over speaker. Come wash the dishes! The disrespect was casual, confident. I replied with one word. Enjoy. I hung up and looked around the villa in Switzerland. Snow pressed softly against the windows. The mountains silent and eternal. I sent a single photograph of the terrace overlooking Lake Geneva. Within an hour, my phone rang 71 times. Greed is louder than love. I started connecting the threads. My wife's distance. The doctor's proximity. The missing money. The entitlement in my daughter-in-law's voice. They thought I was obsolete. A relic. An old man to be managed. They forgot something. I built everything they were standing on. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is emotional. Emotion clouds strategy. Instead, I became smaller, quieter. I asked for copies of my mother's medical reports. For my records, I said casually. I reviewed bank statements from the past year. Every transfer, every signature. The handwriting on 2 authorization forms wasn't mine, but it was similar. Close enough to pass under fluorescent scrutiny. I hired a forensic accountant without telling anyone. I requested hospital billing audits. I watched my wife at night, the way she slept. Untroubled. I checked her phone one evening while she showered. I didn't scroll far. I didn't need to. A private messaging app. Hundreds of deleted threads, but she forgot something. Cloud backups. Their messages weren't romantic poetry. They were strategic. She'll never recover enough to question it. He trusts you completely. We'll move it before year-end. Cold, clinical. The cardiologist wasn't just her lover. He was her partner. My daughter came to me quietly one night. Dad, she whispered, I didn't mean to record them. I just felt weird. She handed me her phone like it was evidence from a crime scene. She was 14, already more loyal than the woman I married. I kissed her forehead. You did nothing wrong. Inside, something hardened. I contacted federal authorities. White-collar fraud, elder financial exploitation, medical collusion. I sent everything. The video, the financial trails, the forged signatures. Then I waited. Patience is a weapon when your enemies think you're asleep. The confirmation came in an email first. Subject line, investigation opened. Then subpoenas. Then quiet surveillance. I didn't tell my wife. I asked her one simple question over breakfast. Do you ever feel guilty? She looked up from her coffee, blinked once. About what? Taking from someone who trusts you. A flicker. Just a flicker. Where is this coming from? She asked, defensive now. I slid a printed bank statement across the table. Then another. Then a still image from the video. Her champagne glass midair. My mother blurred behind her. Her face drained of color. "You went through my phone?" she whispered. "Not did you misunderstand? Not this isn't what it looks like. Just fear." I stayed calm. "I don't need explanations." Her breathing quickened. Tears formed instantly. Impressive. "You don't understand," she said. "We were going to pay it back." I nodded slowly. "With what?" Silence. Truth doesn't need to shout. It just sits there and lets the guilty suffocate around it. The FBI chose a Tuesday. Hospitals are busiest midweek. Less noticeable? My wife and her cardiologist were in my mother's room again. He was adjusting her chart. She was leaning too close. I stood in the hallway with my daughter. 2 agents walked past us. Badges visible. Expressions neutral. The door opened. I watched through the glass. Confusion first. Then recognition. Then the collapse of arrogance. The cardiologist tried to speak. One agent raised a hand. My wife looked around wildly until her eyes found mine in the hallway. I didn't move. Didn't blink. Didn't rescue her. Her mouth formed my name. I tilted my head slightly. That was all. No screaming. No scene. Just paperwork. Handcuffs. Hospital staff staring. Reputations dissolving in fluorescent light. $800,000 suddenly felt very small. Greed had cost them everything. The divorce was efficient. Assets frozen. Charges filed. Licenses suspended. My mother recovered enough to understand that she hadn't imagined the betrayal. My daughter sleeps easier now. As for the daughter-in-law who told me to wash dishes, she eventually called again. 71 missed calls had turned into apologies. I didn't answer. I don't crush people with anger. I remove access. That's cleaner. In Switzerland, the snow keeps falling. The mountains don't care about human corruption. Neither do I. Betrayal didn't break me. It clarified me. I used to think love required trust. Now I know it requires vigilance. They thought I was an old man they could outsmart. They were wrong. I didn't lose a wife. I eliminated a liability. And when the hospital doors closed behind her in handcuffs, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Silence. Power. Finality.